Hey, we've finally arrived. Welcome back, everybody. We're back again. Yeah, oh, the audio's still not working again. Dumb stuff. One second. I forgot that I changed the way that my headphones work.
I could totally play some elevator music right now.
There we go. Alright. Now everybody can hear each other. Hey, welcome back, folks, to another BattleTech RPG. I'm your host here, our host Raid. Here today we have, let's just go straight down the list of folks in the chat room, top to bottom here.
That's me.
Yeah, starting with Lord Chuck, and tell us who's playing. Why are you?
I play Adolphus Sinclair, who is a Comstar representative and freelance mech warrior in his beautiful Star League era Excalibur 2B. It's pride and joy. And I'm here, more or less, to ensure that, first of all, let's see here, the pirates are dealt with and the Comstar facilities are freed from their control. And also we to open a Star League vault, which comports to kind of the overall mission statement of Comstar. I mean, we're really not trying to expand technology, but at this point, cat's out of the bag with the Hell Memory Core. Might as well take what we can get and be involved in it, deeply involved in it. Anyway, and yeah, I believe last I left off, Chirno there had infiltrated pirate base.
Oh yes, yes. I am Victor Chirano, the mercenary commando, and sort of the James Bond type here, if you haven't already guessed. I have single-handedly infiltrated this lovely installation here, and I think I might have gotten in over my head.
Oh.
But I have a plan. If it works, wonderful. If not, I have another plan to get out.
Yeah, and last but not least, with us here today, Mr. Orinoka. Please introduce yourself in here. He's still there. Mr. Orinoka.
I think he got called away.
Yeah, he might have gotten called away. You get screamed at over the microphone just before we went live, so. But Orinoka is playing Catman, our lovely resident Catman. So we'll come back to him in a second here. But why don't we go ahead and just jump right into this and start talking about what's going on.
Yeah, it's been a couple days. It's been a little while since the last session.
Yeah, we might need a little refresh as to what.
Yeah, so refresher might be a good idea.
Yeah, well, let me update Sinclair's sheet really quick.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So I did actually change things, and I didn't just send you the same sheet.
Yeah.
Already today's.
Well, where is Isabeau? I haven't seen her in a hot minute too.
She will actually be joining very shortly. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we'll let her wake up, because
we have to start throwing rocks at the Davian Noble.
Yeah, well, probably also because everybody's like, hey, normally we don't do this. We haven't been doing this for like the last month. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're going to play a game again.
Well, I missed this.
Yeah, I have too. I've been excited to come back and actually play. And fun. And Venti is finally here.
Yay! You're back.
I'm awake and I'm here.
Yay!
And I'm caffeinated, so we're good to go.
You're awake, you're alive, you're caffeinated. Okay, so that's what we need to do with Isabeau as well. Just feed her coffee until she becomes less of a monster.
No, caffeine. Just start putting them in her mouth. She'll wake up.
I can absolutely see this idea of a Davion Noble who's really tired and cranky right now, and then you just like hand them like a Starbucks cappuccino, and they're like they perk up a little bit.
Well, the best part is she was not involved in the infiltration plan, as she hasn't been playing for a couple sessions. She's missed a few, so her character's going to have to be caught up to the speed that somebody is now in a pirate base. This will be great.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I thought that I only missed one episode. What's happening?
Yeah, you only did miss one episode, and that was it. And this is what happened in an episode. So to kind of give a recap,
Well, as long as I'm not.
So the little
I'm not.
We always got to play without you. Of course, we got up to nonsense.
Yeah, so to give a little recap for everybody out there, including not only the players, but for anybody watching out there, where we are in the story at the moment is that the 335th Red Baron unit, a mercenary unit that has contracted our fellow mech warriors out here to join aboard, had them sent to a world known as Star's End, which is a local population world that had been taken over by pirates in Nova Skresta, that a mining company known as the Delvin Mining Company has contracted them to come out and basically eliminate the pirates to the best of their ability. In addition to this, Comstar has offered an additional contract for eliminating the pirates as well, because they have taken over one of their HPG link-up facilities that's located on this planet. A link-up facility is not an HPG facility itself, but rather a system of satellites and communication networks that is designed to be able to pull messages and information from the HPG network that is only one jump away. So the transmission lines that are necessary to basically talk to the actual HPG network. So it's kind of the step in between what an HPG does. But essentially, this link-up facility was taken over by pirates, and one of the first objectives they decided to do after hot dropping into the zone in Star's End and pushing out the pirates from the main city is they decided to do some scouting missions over at the link-up facility itself. Discovering that it was located on the side of a mountain that has been carved into, the HPG facility, link-up facility, is highly surrounded by turrets and other things, and actually has quite sizable force of pirates that are on base already. In this endeavor, Victor Tiranu had decided that it'd be a good idea to try and sneak his way inside, and effectively sneaked his way up the mountainside through the forest line, skipping between the patrols, just barely making it through, and dropping in at the front gate dressed as a pirate, and walking his way into the facility and into their barracks, pretending to be one of them.
Pink Panthered that shit like a boss.
While everybody else is sitting on a cliffside not that far away on a plateau, just about 2 hex maps away, watching this unfold and listening to what's going on. It's kind of bonkers. So that's where we last left off. So if anybody's not following, Tiranu is inside the base now. It's currently... He's in the barracks at the moment, and it's been about most of the day and the evening, and it's kind of creeping into the early morning hours. You guys have basically been listening in for the most part, establishing a communication network as best as possible. The last thing I do remember...
Have we gotten in contact with actual command yet?
You have been able to establish communication lines via the Galleon 200 that you have out there, that you're using as basically your support vehicle, and then tying that in with your communications back to base. So,
alrighty. So I have no idea what we're getting from our bosses.
Well, that does mean one thing. Because I remember distinctly that there was a planned midnight air raid that Tiranu overheard. So that means, did we ever hear that as well? Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I believe I sent that to you.
The pirates, as you tapped into the communications network, you did discover that they are getting the supply. There's a set of supplies coming in the early morning, essentially, in that they're planning on making another bombing run on the city at some point.
Okay.
In the next day or two, essentially.
Okay. Well, that leaves things open, especially for an actual contact with HQ. We could make a good plan. We could attack at dawn. Anyway.
All right. So, Victor.
Yes.
You're inside the base. You've awoken essentially from your very short nap for the most part. In a somewhat crowded barracks at the moment. You can see that there are several shifts of people sleeping here at the moment. Counting the number of beds in this room, it's a mixed bag because you're not sure if they're sleeping in rotations because they don't actually have enough beds, or if everybody has an assigned bunk or something along those lines. You don't see many personal effects sitting around in any given position. Just kind of some lockers in different places. You can see that there are crates and small boxes located throughout the area in this basement area.
All right.
You can see kind of across the hall as well, just kind of to the northwest side of the building. There's a doorway that opens up down a hallway, and that's kind of where the bathroom facilities and all the showers are located there. And then just to the east of that, essentially, is the set of stairs that walks its way back up into some of the main chambers of the facility.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll play the role of the FNG, the fucking new guy, and wander on over to, what was it, the mess area? I believe I passed that on the way up here. Or down here.
So on your way down, you did pass by what looked like a cafeteria that was kind of off to the south side of the building. So if you kind of walk back up the stairs and you look towards the south of the building, you can see what looks to be like a mess hall.
Gotcha. Well, I'll wander my way in through there and get breakfast, mill around, see who's here, try to figure out, like, a unit assignment that I can take up.
Yeah, okay.
Or try to further a role I can play here.
Alright, so you walk into where the cafeteria is itself. Kind of immediately upon entering, you get the wafting smell of whiskey, beans, and bacon.
Not terrible.
You can see several different pirates all up in here at the moment. It looks to be a shift rotation. It's currently kind of occurring in this early morning hours. You can see that several of the members who you probably saw outside at one point, including the guy who you definitely know you saw was at the gate at one point, is now inside, having some breakfast at the moment. The people who are downstairs are still kind of sleeping. Going to bed.
I don't know.
Around the entirety of the cafeteria, you could see kind of groups of different people in areas. Can you go ahead and give me a perception check to figure out
give me a second.
Which group is what?
Yeah, give me a second. Okay, so I got a 5. Target number is 7. I haven't actually rolled the dice. I just +5 bonus. Target number is 7. That's a cock to die, so I'll just reroll this one.
That.
So that's a total of 9.
9?
Yep, target number of 7.
Okay. So that gives you an MOS of 2. Looking around the area and kind of getting a bead for everything, you can notice that there's about 3 different colorations that you see specifically. You see people painted with brands of like yellow gold on their actual patches themselves. You see folks that have red on their patches and those who have like a teal color. Those kind of seem to be the 3 distinct groups that you can see among them. The other notable thing is that their specific patchwork determines definitely their ranking. The more stripes they have, definitely the more higher up they are. Between everybody here, the thing that you notice is they're probably divided into actual like military divisions, and they have different assignments and different groups based off their colorations. Because you note that most of the groups look similar to each other in terms of their building. You notice that the red coloration people, for the most part, seem to be the grunts of the group. Definitely common soldiery, basic grunts, based off of their look, their kind of dedication to their stuff, and the way that they're carrying themselves for the most part.
Right. Well,
the gold-colored ones, there are very, very few of, as far as you can see. The notable thing for you that you see is that they're probably the closest thing to mech warriors for the most part. They resemble a lot of the same characteristics, though notably 2 of them look a little bit different than the other 2, and you kind of aren't sure exactly what they might do, but they definitely pilot something. So it seems like gold-colored people, or those with gold coloration in their design, is some sort of pilot.
Well, being a pilot myself, I can certainly talk the shop.
Finally, the teal ones, they look like grunts for the most part, but there are fewer of them than any other group. There's only about like 3 guys there, sitting at a table with teal colors. You can definitely tell, though, they are much more in charge, as people who come around them show them a good amount of respect when approaching or speaking with them, just from the short amount of interactions that you see here.
Based off of that perception, can I figure out if there was a shipment that came in not too long ago, or?
As far as you can tell, not from here, because you've only really seen the cafeteria.
Ah, gotcha. Well, being hungry and not really having colors yet,
you are
just going to play it. Yeah, I'm going to play up the FNG and go join the grunts and be like, "Hello, what do you do, my fellow infantryman?"
I do my fellow pirates.
There's about like 3 tables of guys.
Than that. Sorry?
So there's about 3 tables of red stripes who are sitting down, talking with each other. There's about anywhere between 5 to 8 people per table. Which of the 3 tables are you going to go to? 1, 2, or 3?
I shall go with whoever is the most tough-looking group.
The toughest-looking group, it's going to probably be number 1.
All right, well, we'll go slide in with them.
Okay, so you sit down over at table 1 of the grunts.
Pleasant greetings.
You say good morning to somebody or pleasant greetings to someone.
Mm-hmm. And sort of slide in.
Yeah, so you grab one of the open seats kind of towards the edge of the table that's easy to slide into at that moment. You sit next to a guy who is a bit scrawnier in build, but definitely somebody who at least has enough strength to be built as a soldier for the most part. He kind of looks you over. He's got a somewhat pompadour setup with kind of loose strands that are hanging off on either end. He needs a good comb to fix up what he's got going on. Kind of thicker black hair. Probably somewhere between Kurita and Rosselhag is where he's from, based off of
that border.
That kind of look of him. He looks over at you. He's like, "Hey, good morning. How you doing?"
Oh, totally and utterly lost. Yeah.
What makes you say that?
HR. What did we call them? Fuck it. People who hired me couldn't figure out a spot for me to. Yeah, couldn't figure out a spot to put me. So.
Did you
I'm over here.
Did you come here not that long ago? Then I haven't seen your face around, so I'm guessing you
Not
knew.
Not too long.
Yeah, we an infiltrator at some point last night. That was kind of crazy, but
Look, that's what they hired me for.
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah. They said you guys needed commandos, and I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a go.
Oh, wow. I guess that's something. Wow. So as you're talking to this guy, one of the guys across the table, much buffer looking dude, kind of leans across the table, over towards your train, and he looks over at you and he says, "Hey there, you gonna eat your pudding?"
I don't know. You're gonna eat those beans?
No.
Alright, that's a trade.
Cool. So he trades you his pudding for the beans that he's got on his plate. Kind of passing across, he's like, "I'm Paul."
Victor.
Oh, good to meet
Fucking
you.
new here.
Yeah, you look like it. You look like a deer
no
in
idea what I'm
headlights.
doing.
So
Better than farming over on Oberon.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm also from Oberon, but I'm on the south side. We don't get a lot of work out there, so military or work for the crown. I'd rather work for the military.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
The skinny guy who's sitting next to you kind of perks up a little bit, and he's like, "Wow, if you're also from Oberon, I mean, I'm more of an immigrant, would you say? But we got sent out here not that long ago. It was only like maybe 3 months before they stationed us here. It's kind of crazy. Me and Paul go a little ways back. I remember when I first met him, and I arrived on World. But if you're new around here and you're looking to get some stuff done, well, I don't know which patrol you got sent on. I mean, but
fuck, they lost my paperwork when I arrived here, so...
You had paperwork?
That's what I say!
No, it's kind of crazy. The command staff here is really weird. Because, like... I get it. These guys are like pirates, but they're not really pirates per se. I mean, like, they got a government, which is weird.
Yeah. But, hey, periphery is weird. At least according to the inners.
You see one of the teal guys kind of passing through the cafeteria at the moment and walking towards the doors. As you're talking about this, he kind of like perks over and looks. Give me a like
disguise check?
Give me an acting
Maybe.
check.
Acting. Okay, I can do that. It's, I believe, a 9. Yep, total of 9 with a target number of 8, so as long as I don't roll a 2. That's a 15.
15, alright. So he looks over at you and he kind of just shrugs it off for the moment, but he steps over for a second. He says, "Hey, if you're new here, you can stop by the offices upstairs if you haven't spoken to any of the command staff yet. Make sure you ask for either Roger or Victor."
Hey, I'm a Victor, so that should be fun.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll get along. And the guy walks off. The other two are sitting next to you, are kind of like talking to you still. Paul leans over. He's like, "It's one of the command staff as well. Anybody who you see painted teal is that's one of the sub commanders."
Gotcha.
Oh, and if you see anybody painted with black colors, that's one of the captains.
Fine. I'll keep an eye out for her.
Yeah. Well, I'm done with my pudding, so I'm gonna go finish getting some rest. I
gotta
off.
figure out what the fuck I'm doing this morning. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're new and if you're on a morning shift right now, find out what you can get done. Supposedly, there were some scouts from the mercenary unit that was checking out the place not that far away, but they kind of disappeared. That or they ran off. Patrol. Yeah, patrol said that they lost track of them and they didn't know where they went, but they don't think anything got passed because nobody else saw anything last night.
Well, you never know. Keep your eyes open and your gun on your hip.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go get some rest.
Hey,
And
shut eye. I gotta go find the command.
The other smaller guy is like, by the way, my name's Willie. I'm also gonna head off because I just got off patrol last night as well. It was one hell of a night. But you have a good one, man.
You too. Good talking with you. And with that, I'll finish breakfast and wander on over to the equivalent of HR in this place.
So, just to keep in mind for the rest of you, you are all listening in to Ranu's conversations as he's having them, as he's got an active comm, basically, like, leaning back towards the base, and it's also being routed back to home base as well, too. Where, Benty, you are there back at home base listening in with the commander as well as, you're listening in with the commander as well as, Dualhan, the sub-commander, or your CO as well as your XO.
How are they reacting? I don't know.
They're just back there listening in through the comms.
This is good shit.
Probably baffled as to how the hell I got in here.
No. Sinclair's just, yes, that's good work. I've done work in the periphery. That is, in fact, how you infiltrate pirates. You walk the walk, you talk the talk, and they don't ask any questions. You got paperwork?
Honestly, if it's that easy, we should have all gone.
Yeah.
I forgot that with pirates, you don't need paperwork. You can just show up and say, "Hey, I work here," and they'll all go,
Pretty much.
Show up with a mop. Say you're the janitor. They'll let you go.
But true enough, anybody in the uniform, I work as a delivery person, and I walk into secure buildings like actual police stations before, and they'll just like, yeah, just go put the box over there. Not even look at you. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, you're all listening in on this, and you do have two-way communication with him. He can hear you.
If you want to like talk to me, I can. I can try to word it in such a way.
But anyways, you finish up your meal there. It's not much. It's really just like beans and dogs, which you gave up in the bowl. You get a pudding cup, and then you get like a juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sow a little dissent and be like, kind of shitty food they got here.
One of the other guys at the table.
I wonder if we can steal any, Anna.
One of the other guys at the table kind of just like leans over and says, "He's the periphery."
True enough, but I wonder
You'll
if
be
we can
lucky if
steal
you
any of the
even get
mercenary
sugar.
rations.
You'll be lucky if you even get sugar around here.
Yeah,
And
I can taste that.
most of the people there are starting to finish up their meals for the most part and are headed off. You can see several other people are walking around at the moment, kind of talking to different folks. But most of the group that's in the cafeteria is now filing down towards the barracks. As you can see, more and more folks are coming out of the barracks itself and are kind of waking up and getting breakfast themselves.
Right. Well,
People
woke
are
up
passing through. You note across the hallway, you see the stairs that begin to lead upwards, as well as two other rooms in the area on the first floor that have doors that are labeled. One of the doors is labeled a lower technical, and the other side of it is engineering.
Well, I'll poke my head into lower technical.
So, looking into lower technical, what you can see inside is essentially what is a computer room for the most part, along with some server centers that are inside of here. It's pretty dark for the most part. The lights are set to a very low setting, but you can see everything is still operational inside of here. And you see about 3 other people in there as you poke your head inside. You can see one guy who is sitting in a console, you can see painted with red stripes, is typing away on a computer, looking at data and information. You see a guy with teal colors above him, and you see another grunt on the other side of the room as well, who is working on a console with a set of headphones on, kind of listening to something.
Oh,
Welcome back.
what did I miss?
Some infiltrationally nonsense.
Okay.
You can talk with me if you need to.
Yeah, you have two-way communication with Chiranu, and you can hear anything that's being said directly to him within 5 meters.
So, is this where I get my assignments, or? God, I am totally lost here. Totally turned around.
So the guy in teal kind of looks over at you and kind of eyes you up and down. He says, "Are you new here?"
Horribly new.
Okay. Give me an acting check.
Alright. Hold on. That is an 18.
18. Well, if you're new here, then do you know who signed you on? Where did you come from? Are you from the main force? Are you who's your directing captain?
Well, I know you guys don't keep any paperwork, but they lost it. I don't know. They don't know. People I've talked to don't know. I'm trying to figure that the fuck out.
So you need an assigned captain, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Understood. Let me finish up here, and I'll take you upstairs, and we'll get you done.
Mind if I hang around? It'll make everything easier.
Yeah, that's fine. Take the chair over there.
Right.
You see, there's an open console that, like, it doesn't have anything up, and the console isn't actually turned on right now, or at least the screen isn't. But you can see there's a chair, like, not that far away from him.
Click it on, see if it has, like, Gallagher or something on there.
Okay, you turn it on.
That's how I'll appear to be. What I'm actually going to try to do is I'm going to try to route communications going in and out of here to also send to command.
Okay.
So I'd like to make an acting check followed by a computers check.
You're gonna need to go acting stealth computers because you are within visual sight of this guy.
Yeah, roger that. So I'm gonna make it look like, hey, I'm turning it on. I'm just seeing if they got any entertainment on this bullshit. while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
14.
14? Okay.
Mhm.
And then give me a stealth roll.
Yep. And stealth is what?
5.
5, yes. So this is up to
Yes.
also 14.
Also 14. Okay. Then go ahead and give me your computers check.
Alright, so that's 2. Come on, roll high. Alright.
That's cocked.
Yeah.
You might want
I
to
at
pull
least
the.
succeed because I have a +2. Yeah, I might wanna.
Oh,
Never mind.
that's a 6. Now you can pull it in. Reroll one of those to see if you keep getting 6s.
This will be hilarious.
4. All right, so that's
10, 18.
18. All right.
I think. Yes.
All right. So as you're kind of typing away at the computer, he's not paying attention to you. As soon as you start talking about looking for a game on there, he kind of just ignores you and goes back to what he's doing. Overhearing him a little bit, you kind of catch the gist of what he's saying. But he's telling the grunt below him, I need any comms communications that ran through last night between these 2 hours. I think we might have had an intercept during then, and I want to scramble that feed so they can't keep it. So their attempt is to kind of distort whatever communications is left. Your fan's blowing into your mic again.
Oh, my apologies. Is it good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright.
So, in specific, they're basically just trying to scramble communications in any way, shape, or form to prevent the mercenary unit from understanding or translating or being able to intercept any more of their communications.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to do the exact opposite by providing a direct and open link, but hidden it with like in a file type of deal.
Yeah, so with your success, you not only were able to open up a communications link, but now you've given them like direct access to the facility's lower communications network. Inside of here is kind of like the base level communications. It's where all the analysis and process is done. But with that, you bypass the main console's like actual integrity. So now you also have access to the main console up in the communications room as well, and stuff can be modified from there.
Alrighty, I'll link that to a data pad.
Yep.
See what I
So
can do.
with that, Christopherson, Benti, and the sub and the XO as well. You guys are all sitting back there, and you basically get the pop up that you now have information available to you. And immediately, the first thing that Christopherson says to you, Benti, is, "Well, Benti, I have a job for you."
Where do I go?
Yes, you need to start to dig into the information and download as much as possible, as well as start analyzing the documents that are inside of there. We just got full access to their main network, so skip 2.
They're been getting paid more for this.
Okay, she'll go ahead and try that. I don't think she has any like ability to use a computer, but okay.
Yeah.
She's not great at anything. She's about as technologically capable as I am, which means entirely enough.
Then go ahead and give me some computers rolls then. If you do not actually have the computer's skill, you just do it with a -4.
Ooh.
I have.
You do have computers.
so
It's just 0.
Oh.
It's just 0.
You know what a computer is. You've used one once and you were told about it, but you've never actually tried to do anything on it.
Congratulations, you're a boomer.
I turned it on. I played it MS Paint for 2 hours. I went back and I told them that I did what they said I should do. So nobody ever made me do it again. What do I need to roll?
2d6, and you're gonna add 0 to it.
Plus their intelligence, whatever that is.
7.
Oh yeah, and you have an intelligence bonus, I think. No, you do not. You just have a 0.
Yeah, 7.
7. All right, so that is a success. Or no, no, it is not a success. Computers. No, it is simple. It's a simple basic skill. It's just it needs to be at level 4 in order for that to be that. So that's the wrong number there. So it's all okay. It's all okay. You still did get a success, but you actually figured out just by reading the prompts to download the information. You basically copy over the hard drive of the communications center, and what it says to you is your progress of download will take about 4 hours. As you didn't look for the relevant information, you were just like, it's all relevant, and just downloaded the whole thing.
Virtual hug,
Yep.
virtual hug, virtual hug, virtual hug.
Is somebody looking over her shoulder? Hopefully not.
Like, not at
Why
all.
would
She's
anybody be
just
looking
at
over
another
their shoulder?
console as they're listening in still. But as this is going on, you're continuing through the facility. You finish what you're doing there. As you kind of finish up putting that all together, you turn off the monitor, and the guy turns over to you and he says, all right, I think we're good here. Why don't we head upstairs and go talk to the captain?
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Good.
I can tell him all my skills and whatnot.
So you guys begin to head up. So you head out of the door where you were with the lower comms. In between the two doors is the set of stairs that leads upwards. As you walk up the first flight of stairs, you can see that there's a doorway that kind of connects to another hallway out there, and you can see a label on it. Comms facility level 2. You can see offices of Comstar and Associates. You also see technical readout center and evaluation and analysis center is on level 2. You continue to walk up the stairs to the 3rd level, and you can see another door is there as well with 2 signs on it. This one says Prefector's Offices and Regent Affairs and Communications.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a final set of stairs that you see leads up to a set of sliding doors at the end. As you step up inside, it's kind of like a arch with a cowl over top that you can see has like plexiglass around it, so you can see around. Monitors of all different kinds are surrounding you in this internal atrium up at the very top here. As you step inside of the sliding doors, you can see inside of there is a chair located kind of central to the room, just a little bit away from the doors themselves. On that chair, you see a hulking figure of a man, painted with the black stripes that they were talking about, wearing what looks to be a tricorn hat with a feather in it.
Well, we certainly don't lack the style.
He stands up from his position holding a set of documents as well as a data pad. You can see this guy also has a very, very large shotgun sitting next to the chair as well.
Gotcha.
He turns around and you can see he is loaded with a bandolier of grenades, as well as two pistols that are kind of side holstered towards the left side of his torso. You can see a long, dark brown cloak is what he wears that has epaulets on either side that are kind of like gold. You can see also a green insignia of the Oberon Federation located on his jacket and lapel, as well as the black striping on his sides that shows the rank of a captain.
I'm just still wearing my stealth suit and weapons on me. So.
Yeah, you're just painted in the colors of a pirate, though.
Yep.
Of one of the regular grunts. You kind of step into the room itself, and he stands at attention next to you, the guy in teal, and gives a salute to the captain and says, "I got a new recruit here who has not been assigned his tasks as of thus far."
I will return the salute and apologize for having lost paperwork, essentially.
He returns the salute and looks over. "Lieutenant, I didn't understand that we had a new shipment of people at any point in time. Is this a recruit from one of the townsfolk? Where is he from? Do we know anything about him?"
And I shall go into a bullshit story.
Give me an acting check.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that's a 7, so 16?
16?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just... Alright. So as you begin to kind of bullshit him as to where you're from, you kind of go with the idea that you're one of the locals that, you know, is getting tired of the shit going on and really couldn't care less as long as somebody pays them money, and right now they're the guys in charge and they've got money.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, he believes your story. You can see him eyeing you over quite intently. You see several other people in this room as well. Several people are working the comms themselves. You can also see almost everybody in here. You haven't seen a single like prisoner or a Comstar officer or anything like that. Most of the people working in here are the pirates themselves. Aside from two people. Two people you see in here are dressed slightly differently. One of them looks to be what can only be described as like a very traditional outfit of some kind, like an ancient Terra kind of outfit. The other one you see to be located in what looks to be perfector robes of some kind.
I'll look over the guy with the traditional outfit and see if I can't pinpoint down what exactly is going on. That would just be probably a interest history.
Give me an interest military history.
Yeah, I don't have it on my sheet, so it's on -4.
Yeah, you do. You have interest military history.
I do?
Yeah, 3.
I do. Alright, so that 9 comes to be an
11.
brain. No, not 11. 12.
Oh.
9 plus 3 is 12.
Yeah.
I think.
Both of our brains are malfunctioning. So taking a look over at this guy, nothing strikes you as military about this. However, you do catch there is an insignia on this person.
All right.
One that you have never seen before. Ever. You think it's some sort of foreign pirate group. Maybe it's somebody who's another captain from like a different group entirely. But what you can see is this person has some sort of like robed uniform that leans over,
like,
and they have
describe it.
they have a cape on their back, but they also seem to have what looks to be a shark curled around on the uniform itself that has 3 arrows pointing from different directions in a hexagon.
Well, somebody's got taste.
It's emblazoned underneath the main robe on their chest piece of some kind. There's like almost what looks to be like a traditional breastplate that they're wearing underneath these robes.
Fancy. I will note him for later, because I certainly most want to talk to him.
You can see that person is standing next to this Perfector-like person, which is definitely Perfector Comstar robes. And they are talking with each other, very quietly for the most part, but they are talking with each other, kind of off towards one quarter.
Reception to try to overhear, probably at a disadvantage.
Yes, well, not as a disadvantage, but I'm going to give you a -4 to hear them.
All right,
because
so
they are
+1 in total then.
Yeah, you've got loud machines. You've got
Nope.
Yeah,
5 in total.
So you definitely can't hear them. If you tried to step any closer to them, it would look weird. But the captain kind of leans over to you and steps down from where his chair is, leaving his shotgun at the side. As he steps up to you, he says, "Well then, I think we can find you a place to put you. What were you hired for? Initially?"
Well, they told me I was doing commander work. I kind of think that's bullshit. I got a little bit of skills with an agromech. Maybe that'll work with a battle mech if you got one.
Why? Why do you think that the work you were given is bullshit?
Well, it's pirates. Pirates don't have commandos. Everybody knows this.
We're not exactly pirates. We are a military. We are the arm of the Oberon Federation. We are a legitimate government.
Oh, well, I signed up for the wrong thing. Well, I guess it's the right thing still, but not what they told me. Guess the floor pitch and...
That's fair enough. You are on the deeper lines of the battlefield at the moment. This is one of the worlds that has been most troublesome to take, as the initial invasion and expansion of the territory of the Oberon Federation was taking over periphery worlds that were not yet aligned. Star's End is going to be the staging point for the military operations of the Oberon Federation. At the moment, we are negotiating terms. So, with that, if you are part of a commando unit, that means you probably came with the main forces of Ryan. If you're all the way out here, that means that they wanted you to do something about the mercenaries.
Well, I can certainly look the part.
I could use a good man on the inside. If you're a commando who's capable of getting inside the city to be able to do disruption operations and or steal information, I would be happy to set you up with the necessary resources and the team to go out there. But your operation and discussion of that operation will have to come later. For now, I think I'll assign you to the third group to deal with counterintelligence, and I want you to work with some of the patrols on evenings, as right now we're having some issues with infiltrators. Supposedly they're still
Yeah.
somewhere in the mountains here, and I want
I heard
them
about
found.
that. I was off in the mess.
I understand. Well, go find them, and you'll have my gratitude in extra pay. Other than
Thank
that, Lieutenant John, take him and get him situated. By the way, my name is Captain Razik.
Captain Rozic, nice to meet you. Victor, no last name.
Good to know. And
That
so,
is the last name, though. No last name. Spelled weird. Pronounced
so
weird.
he sits down in his chair again and goes back to referring to his documents and such, and basically just dismisses you. Lieutenant John there basically puts a hand on your back and it's like, well, let's go.
Mhm.
And he takes you back down, and he takes you to the second level where the analysis office was. And you step into the room inside of that area, and you can see there is a long hallway that stretches down towards a kind of like conference room at the end that you can see. And you can see there are 3 different doors, one on the left and 2 on the right. He takes you to the one on the left there where the analysis room is and opens up the door there. Inside of there, you can see several Comstar agents, as well as adepts, are basically being held hostage here. You can see 3 or 4 guard units that are standing inside the room, along with one larger dude as well, who turns around and looks over at you guys and says, "Huh? What are you doing in here?" You can see Lieutenant John speaks up and says, "Bill, you don't need to act intimidating whenever one of the lieutenants steps in. That's offensive. You should learn how protocol works. Regardless, this is one of the new commandos for the unit. He's here to interrogate some of the Comstar officers for the moment. I'm going to leave him in your hands for now and send him off to see Lieutenant Abrams in about 2-3 hours or whenever he's done." Okay. You can see the guy who he's talking to is a larger fellow with, he also has the red striping, just the same rank as you are.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna hope Adolphus Sinclair can help us here. He's been listening in very patiently. Because I don't know nothing about Comstar.
Don't worry. I guess I'll just be like your CIA handler in your ear, and help with any rolls you make.
Alright.
Alright.
So you've got about what looks to be 12, maybe 15, like, agents in here, and about 3 to 5 adepts who are... These guys are all, like, sitting in different chairs or on the floor somewhere. You can see, like, plates on the table as well as, like, food and water that has been distributed and that they've eaten. But you can also see a lot of these guys are in, like, finger cuffs, essentially, like thumb cuffs and stuff like that.
I'll turn to the guards. How rough is too rough?
They kind of look to each other and they're like, they just kind of shrug.
Alright. Then who do I start with? Do I start with the agents, or do I start with the adepts, or... And this is sort of trying to clue in to Adolphus, be like, who do I talk to here first?
Let's see here. If our plan is to get information, now you'd probably start with the adepts and work your way up, because lower rank Comstar don't like to talk about things to their superiors if it might get them in trouble. So there might be things they know that the superiors might not know. Because Comstar, if captured, usually expect to be ransomed or let go at some point. They're normally not killed because you don't want to fuck with Comstar. So tight lips. So you'd start lower and work your way up.
Alrighty. Well, I'll point to one of the adepts. You there. Need you. Away from the others.
Okay. And he like gets up and like hobbles over. You can see that he's like thumb cuffed together as well as his pinkies. So like he can only really use like the main part of his hands. You can also see that he's got ankle cuffs on of some kind that like restrict his walking ability.
I'll look to the other guys. I'll need a private room. Preferably one that's soundproofed.
Two of the guards open up the door and escort you and the prisoner out of the room and down the hall to the right door, just before where the conference area is. Inside of there, you can see what looks to be a telecom room.
Okay, telecom room.
You can also see a desk inside of there, as well as the Prefector's name. It is Prefector Adrian Samos.
Adrian Samos. And then I came in here to get any information I could, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Do
Well,
I
let's
know anything? Sorry, go ahead.
no, go on.
Yeah, can I make a check for that name? Do I know that name?
Yeah, give me some Comstar protocol.
Comstar. Yep. All right. 2d6. So that is 10 minus 1. That's a 9 on a TN of what? No, 9. Whew.
Okay. So you do recognize that name, though. Prefector Adrian Stamos is one of the prefectors who is under the HPG network that's in Oberon 4. He's one of the people who's high enough up that like he would probably be on the council if he weren't like in such a backwater area. He's kind of rejected in a lot of ways because he's not quite a Blakist for the most part, but he's
pushy to the periphery.
Yeah. He's
right.
viewed very favorably by people for the most part as like, this dude's really cool, but like he ain't no Blakist. He doesn't play those games. He's not as political as a lot of the other prefectors are.
Which is why they got rid of him. They sent him all the way out here to Oberon to look over like the furthest reaches of the circuit.
Yeah, for the most part, like he's one of the outer maintainers.
Okay.
But
I relay this to Toronto as best I can, just so he knows.
He's considered
he's dealing with.
A subdued radical figure for the most part, because he's willing to do things not by the book for a lot of reasons, and
which means most of the Comstar operatives under his leadership out here would be a little less orthodox by their nature.
Most of the Comstar operatives who work underneath them tend to be pretty good at adapting to things and are well trained for that reason.
All right. Well, that's all information that Shimano gets in his ear as he brings us out.
Oh, if they're well adaptable, then I just got to keep changing it up every now and again. Be unpredictable. But I think I'm gonna start with good cop. Sit him down at a desk, be all nice, be friendly. Sort of ask questions about his family, about his friends. Just try to get a profile of the guy.
You do. He answers you for the most part. No family, no friends, really, aside from those within the order.
Typical Comstar.
He's been out here for the last 2 years.
And do you rotate often? Like
No,
every 2 years or so? Or then what brought you out here?
Comstar.
Yeah,
Comstar.
he doesn't have much of a choice.
We're friends here. Did Comstar specifically pick you because you had excellent skills? Were you picked out of a hat?
No, the Perfector brought him out here.
And why did he pick you and not somebody else?
He'd known the Perfector for a good long time, and that he had studied underneath him.
Comstar internal politics are usually a little bit nepotistic. Yeah, that checks out.
Alrighty. And then, you know why we've taken this over, right?
He doesn't say anything.
I asked you a question. I expect you to answer.
He says nothing.
Please, this would go kinder if you worked with me.
Let's see. What information could I give? Are there techniques that might be, because I know every single Comstar operative is meant to resist intimidation. It's just a part of the job and their training. Do I know anything? I guess could I make a Comstar protocol check to see if I could give Toronto a hint of how to crack this guy quickly without having to break his jump?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'll make that check and see if there's a technique or there's a flaw in some of their training, something you can work with. He's not a radical, so that's an 8, 9, 10, 12 minus 1. So that's an 11 on a TN of 9.
11 on a TN of 9? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There is something you do know in terms of protocol-wise, how to deal with Comstar. They're not going to give up any information they don't know. So if they don't know something, they're just not going to say anything. Because they'd rather leave it to mystery, and it's basically their end all be all is like they just won't answer.
Yeah. Okay. So
if they don't
then I'll tell
answer,
Toronto.
it's probably that they don't know it.
Yeah.
Yes. They don't give false information. It is sort of a religious aspect of Comstar as well. They don't do that. But more importantly, it's to play up mystique. Rather than saying we don't know, they will not tell you. Because that puts them in a stronger bargaining position than I don't know. And also might keep you on the wrong trail. So if he doesn't say anything, just keep picking. Shake it up. Ask another question. Ask something to get him off his guard. Not balance him. He doesn't know what you're doing or why you've taken it. However, maybe you can imply that someone else in his group might be giving that information. Maybe there's someone that nobody can be infiltrated in Comstar. Comstar is a bulletproof organization, but they can be corrupted by internal politics. Maybe you can imply that there's a mole amongst the prisoners, and that will sow dissent. Who knows?
Somebody told me that you know something about this place. I ain't gonna spill the beans as to who they are unless of course, you start spilling some information for me. How does this place operate? What does it operate? Why are we here? I want you to tell me.
We are the Uplink Center technicians and Adeptus. Our job is simply to relay the communications and deliver the area's messages.
Any interesting communications gone through here in the past couple of years?
Only those of interest to those who are interested.
Well, consider me an interested party.
Interested in what?
Oh, I am interested in everything. Pick a
Everything
topic.
is broad.
Pick a topic.
You
Tell me
pick it.
all you know about it. All right.
Oh my gosh.
The man with the shark on his cape. What do you know about them or him?
Says nothing.
So he says nothing.
Yep. He just sits there quietly.
Which means he doesn't know.
All right. The Oberon Federation. What's been going interesting with that? What have you heard?
They're expanding. As you can see.
They're expanding, yes, I am aware, but what do you know? What do other people know?
The same as you do.
I'm
gonna have to
giving
be
you
a
the
little
best
more
I can.
You're gonna have to be a little more straight with me, or things might get a little more
He's
intense.
being as straight as
I,
he
can
can be.
I don't know what intimidation would be as a skill.
It's interrogation.
Oh, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Wow, I am a commando, and I don't.
You do have negotiation. You could try and negotiate with him. Specifically.
Yeah, I'm trying to barter with him here. Like, I can maybe get you some better conditions, maybe your own personal cell, something. I gotta work with something here. I gotta take something to my superiors, and then maybe I can put in a good word with you.
Alright, give me a negotiations check to try and see if this guy will talk more if you offer him stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good start. It explodes. It's another explosion.
Oh no! Okay.
Alright, there it goes. So you got 12 plus 6. So it's 18, so that's 19. On the dice.
Plus,
Negotiation, which is 6.
7. Link.
Oh, 7 for the link, so that's a 26. That's almost a legendary. That's almost legendary. So in your negotiations with this guy, you're talking to him like look, I just want to help you. I just want to find some stuff out. I'll give you whatever you'd like. Like seriously, I'm not trying to be the bad guy here. And after like 2 or 3 minutes of talking, his facial expression goes from that tight-lipped, like, I'm not going to give away anything, to kind of relaxing a little bit. Until he finally, like, gives the ghost, and he looks down and he's like, look, I'm just an adept here. I only know as much as I've worked on, and most of what I worked on has just been the communications that happened before we were taken over, that had to deal specifically with the Oberon Federation. All I knew is that the Prefector had discussions with the King of Oberon and those of the Federation, and afterwards there were attacks across the entire sector, and we were taken prisoner. That's all I know.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'll try to see if I can't get you something better. Hey, look, I got a chocolate bar. You want a chocolate bar?
Sure. If you could get me some better accommodations, at least. A proper bed and proper food.
I'll hand him the chocolate bar, and I'll leave you here for a bit. I'll talk with the guards, see if they can't help you out here. And, yeah. I shall leave him to it, and talk with the guards that are outside.
All right.
Be like, took
So,
me a hot minute.
You talk with the two who are actually standing outside of the door. As you're talking to this guy, they basically are like, well, we can use the prefector's office. It has a bedroom in there, so. And
So you were listening in anyway. Gotcha.
well, you discuss it with them essentially,
Right. Okay.
and they're like, that's what they tell you is they're like, we can use that, and that should accommodate for now.
Right, and then we'll try to get him some better food. He did communicate well. We don't want to go back on this, otherwise that'll ruin future interrogations. You know, prisoners talk.
Yeah.
However, do pass him by the cells on the way there, if possible, so that way he can talk about it. Say we're not all that bad. Maybe that'll loosen the tongues of the others.
Okay. And they take your suggestion, and they go about their business essentially. So do you still want to hang it down there? Do you want to do anything else?
I'm going to start writing up a report.
Okay. Before that happens, you see one of the figures is walking down the stairs, and you see the prefector as well as walking down the stairs.
Prefector?
The guy in the robes with the shark on it. He's talking with the prefector. The prefector is now down the stairs completely at this point, and they're passing by your level. You can see them discussing stuff along the way on the stairs that's kind of echoing a little bit. And the notable thing you do here is that yes, we'll plan to meet up again probably in about a week or so. I'm going to use the opportunity during the shipment to make my way off planet for now.
Alright, well. I am actually kind of interested, so I'm going to nod to the guards and be like, I'm gonna take a walk. I'm continuing to write my report. Just make it so that I am following the group, but not listening into those two, but not making it obvious that I'm following them. I'm just taking a stroll and happen to be.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
I hypothetically do acting.
Yeah, sure. If you're
I'm not trying to be hidden.
You're just
I'm
walking in the
trying
same
to...
direction. You're just trying to make it look like that. I'll take that.
All right, so that's 18.
18. All right.
Typing up a report on the go.
Yeah, not having any issues with it for the most part. You're just making your way.
Mostly because I am interested in who this new guy is, and then whatever the heck the Prefector has.
Description of this man in a shark outfit. I'm thinking maybe I could try at least an investigation roll or something. You know, I've been in the periphery a couple times. I might know something.
It is foreign as hell to you.
Because we know exactly who this is, but we're not going to mitigate.
I know exactly who it is, but that's still, you know, like, I'm just trying to rack my brain because there's no, and he's talking about a shipment, which implies these individuals are the ones arming the pirates. Like, they're not just getting food in that shipment, you know, the mechs are on the field against them. They're going to be getting, you know, cheap shit, Inferno missiles, you know, napalm, shit to fight mechs with. So some kind of arms merchant in cape and breastplate. Sorry, I want to make sure that Sinclair is at least trying to report this back to HQ as like directly as possible. I don't have any idea. Get anyone we know about periphery cultures, backwoods, undiscovered civilizations. Get the Comstar operatives in town on the horn about this. Maybe they
like
They've got a weird
I'll be
explorer
right
core.
back.
You do have some context for this. There are nations that use more primitive like styling like that, but the specific symbol that was represented that Chiranu talked about is completely foreign to you. No periphery power has that symbol. The closest one is like old RimWorld holdouts.
Exactly.
And
which makes
even then,
holdout.
they're like really rare.
Well, rare as it is, that does sort of fit the bill, and sort of a Sherlockian answer. It must be at least the closest thing. So I guess
Gonna have to have a talk with.
Sinclair's going to. Yeah, Sinclair's probably going to assume that these are RimWorld holdouts from the far, far like galactic north, way the hell out there. And maybe they're
There
arming
is
the Oberon.
one. There is one place that it might be from.
Von Strang, right?
Yeah, von Stroheim's world may be where they're from. This isn't their symbol, but this could be a new unit.
Some sort
Questions
of
to
weird
ask.
Ameris Royal Guards.
Yeah.
All right.
Questions
So
to
that's the
ask,
best.
probably over lunch.
Yeah. I think with that, we're gonna go ahead and take our break, and then we will be back at. What do you guys think? You wanna take like an hour, or what do you think?
I don't know about my darling Venti, but for me, I think half hour is okay. I'm just gonna eat some cereal or something.
I
I've
can make
been
something to
sitting
eat.
here eating fruit and watching the live stream, so I'm down for whatever. If everybody needs a full hour to rest, that's fine, but I'm good for whatever.
Okay. Why don't we go with 30 to 45 minutes? So we will be back at around 1:40 to 1:50 p.m.
Alrighty. So, anyone got any plans? Like,
All right.
because I kind of plan on.
Intermission.
We are back. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing
Very well.
Did everybody have a good
Worse.
lunch?
It was food. Food was food.
Food was food. All right. Well, let's jump right back into this. At the moment, you are kind of standing in the hallway watching as the Perfector and the guy dressed in the robes is now currently descending the stairs to the final point of the stairs themselves at the very bottom, and they're kind of leaving the area.
They're going in two separate directions, or
They've just kind of walked out of your sight for the most part, but like you're following them, correct?
yes.
Okay, so descending the stairs, they make it all the way back down to the first floor. They're talking the whole way. The echo in the stairwell is a little too much to be able to hear them. To like actually understand what they're saying, there's too much bounce going on. But once you guys get to the lowest floor, they basically part ways from there. They say, "Thank you for your time. I will continue to be in contact. You know how to reach me." And the Perfector also walks off. Wow.
All right.
You see that he's being escorted now by two other guys in teal who are speaking to him. Wow.
They speaking in English, or
Yeah, they're speaking in English.
okay.
So the guy in the robes is now leaving on his own. He exits down through the tunnelway. Goes through and exits out of the base itself. You're kind of following along somewhat behind, making it look like you're going somewhere. But after he leaves from there, he kind of walks outside the door and walks towards the direction of the comms tower itself, where you can see two other guys there dressed in what looks to be some sort of combat suit. Standing around what looks to be a small vehicle of some kind that's very plainly painted.
Well,
that
time to get extra sneaky.
as you kind of approach the corner of this, you're just kind of walking past them towards like one of the turrets, so you can still see them quite obviously, but they load up into the vehicle and basically drive out the front gate.
Well, here is where it is going to get a little dangerous. Can I get close to the vehicle before it drives away?
How close do you want to get?
Words.
Inside the trunk, if at all possible.
Okay. So taking a look at the vehicle, it's essentially like a van for the most part. It's got a side door opening and two main front doors, as well as a set of back doors. They load up into the side doors themselves, so you could try to open up the back doors and get inside.
That's the plan.
They are locked as you go to reach for them. They're locked in the back.
I don't have a tool to open that up in there.
So within the time frame that you had, you would not be able to get inside the vehicle.
No. Could hop on top of the vehicle, but that's dangerous as well.
They've already driven away by that point.
Yeah, no.
So they're driving down the road. You can see them kind of tunneling around, and they're going down the snaking, winding road at the moment.
All right. Well, we'll have to find them again. Brat baskets.
So for the rest of you who are out on the ledge, for the most part, which is Adolphus,
Yep.
you've
And the
got
Catman.
Catman and the Swede who drives the tank.
Mm-hmm.
God
Pinky Swede, I
damn it!
call
I
him.
could have blown the lock open with a laser pistol.
You you see the car that Sharanu mentioned is now driving down the road along the snaking lines until you
Follow
see
it,
it gets
Here's
to
a
the bottom half.
question, then.
Yeah,
Fast as a galleon tank.
pretty fast.
Okay. Ooh. Let's
Can we
think here. Let's
intercept it?
think here.
You gonna ram it?
Yeah, we could. I'm thinking we could probably try to intercept it further down. Like it's going on a road. It's a wheeled vehicle.
It is
Which means
indeed a
it
wheeled.
gets. Yeah, a wheeled vehicle
So
has
the wheeled
a
vehicle.
+1 to speed, as
Mhm.
would a tracked
So
vehicle.
that's fine. What's more important to me is that if it's a wheeled vehicle, it means it has to go on a. Do we have any maps of the area? Do we have any idea of any mountain roads or routes throughout this area?
Nope.
We're gonna have to make a roll for that. Probably
Yeah,
like a
it would
tactics
be
land.
it'd be a navigation ground.
I've
I got
got
that.
a point in it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, the navigation ground, as I suggest to my large Swedish friend, that perhaps
I got a
it would be more
7.
interesting if these.
I got a
if
7
it's
in order to try to relay them any useful
coordinates.
information.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
making my roll now.
Yep.
2d6s.
Would be a target number of 7.
That might just do it.
I'll give you a +1.
Let's see here. Oh, with that +1, I believe we're good. So that's navigation ground. That's 8 +1 +1. That's 10 for a 10 of 7.
All right. So you basically figure out like, okay, from this position, this is where we can kind of like catch them further down the road if they go that direction,
Mhm.
or like we can at least follow them from there.
So that's what I'm going to relay to Toronto that, all right, you're going to be extra alone. We are going to follow this sharp guy and see what their deal is. Perhaps we could figure out from
I
them
think I could do
where
this
the,
indefinitely. So
well, have fun then. Enjoy the food. Don't let them
So,
take too much of your pudding.
yeah, we're gonna have Toronto make some career soldier checks for once of just doing some soldering duties while around the base to
hold
just kind
on,
of blend
career
in.
soldier. Oh god, I am not a very good soldier.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
no,
It's
you
okay,
are
they're
not.
pirates. Their standards should be low.
Well, no, they're Oberon pirates, so that means this is effectively their military.
That's fair.
Oh
So
no,
the standards are slightly
that's
higher.
a 6.
6 out of 7.
I'm a shitty soldier.
Oh no.
So most of your day is really just spent kind of getting like drummed at by superior officers out there who are just like, "What are you doing? Like, you're stupid." You didn't soldier so bad that like people
We're suspicious.
were suspicious. They just think you suck at your job.
Which plays into the fact that I am the FNG. I am the fucking new guy.
Yeah, but for the most part, you're just kind of chilling around there, just doing your thing. Other than that, you're talking with some people. You chat throughout the day for the most part. Most of the day ends up going by with this, but now we'll go to you're chasing down this vehicle for the most part.
Okay, I would like to
Yep.
in that time try to get a higher ranked uniform later, but we can do that
Okay.
after.
Yeah, we'll deal with this part first. So you're following this guy. He goes from the direction of where you were on the planet. He starts heading towards the direction of one of the other sites, which is the main strip mining area that he is now like driving towards and probably going to pass through at some point. Which you know is a heavily defended area. There are definitely mechs out there. It's where the main force of the pirates is in terms of like being able to prevent you guys from just walking straight up to their base. over in Turret Town. They seem to be driving in the direction of Turret Town, though, based off of stuff that you're doing so far. You have the opportunity to try and catch up to them if you want to, and see if you can't cut them off or like stop them.
I believe we
I
will
think that
try
would be
and
a good
intercept
idea.
them. So, okay, I'm going to try and intercept them. What would that be? It's me, Catman, and our large Swedish friend in a tank. I'm not certain exactly what the galleon comes with. We'll deal with that. So
He
would
probably
that be
piloting
another
check
tactic
him.
land or navigation ground?
Say it one more time.
Would that still be a navigation ground then to catch up and cut them off?
This would be a piloting check. Speed driving.
Okay.
So
the Swede
I
would make
could
this
use
roll.
Catman, but we don't have Catman here. So do we roll for him or?
Yeah, we can roll for him. I can roll
All right,
for
I'm
him.
here. I'm here.
Oh, cool, perfect. Yeah, you should drive because I think literally Sinclair can only
Is
drive
his
in
sheet
that.
up to date?
Huh?
Is his sheet up to date here?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He's got a driving of 3 there, so
3, no links.
that's 8.
11.
So that's 11. Alright, so pretty much for the most part, like easily enough, kind of taking over a bit of the navigation process and piloting. The tank gets directed to basically cut off the car. You guys swing out from the side of the plateau and basically come off of one of the down paths that exit off of it, and quickly sweep in front of the car itself as they come to a screeching halt as to not crash into you.
Beautiful. I tell the Swede to train all lasers on the vehicle, and I'm gonna hop out, waving around my. Let's see here. Taser pistol. No, rifle, automatic. That would work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we next come back next week, you watch as 2 claws rip out of the top of the vehicle and open up as you see something crawl out of the vehicle itself. That looks to be an armored suit. And that's where we'll leave off next week.
We still got an hour.
No, we end at 3. But my clock is off. But this is also a whole different situation, and I would want Katsanova to be there too. So we'll pick up on that next week.
Oh, I've made mistakes. I should have known. Oh well.
Congratulations, you found an elemental. Oh crap, you found an elemental.
Yep.
Chice.
Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you guys next week. And this time I will make sure we see each other next week. And y'all have a good one.
Not next month.
Yes, next week, not next month. Have a good one. Bye-bye.